public defender is an attorney employed by the community and responsible for giving legal aid without cost to any person who seeks it and is financially unable to employ private counsel. It is his duty to defend those accused of crime until the issue is decided in the court of law.
It takes a lot of time, words, and money to try an individual accused of crime. These are the court transcripts of just one case. A case I consider to be one of the most important in my career. 14 volumes, 837 pages of testimony. For the next 30 minutes, you're going to witness the documented recreation of this trial. If you had been one of the jurors, how would you have found the defendant? Keep this in mind. This is important.
The people versus Carl Novak.
The people are ready. The defendant is ready.
It is stipulated that the jurors are present and in their places as well as the two alternates.
So stipulated. So stipulated.
Will you read the information of the jury, please, Mr. Elmore?
Information 41735. Carl Novak is accused by the district attorney of and for the county of Riverside, state of California. By this information of the crime of murder in violation of section 187 PC of California committed as follows. That said Carl Novak, on or about the 24th day of April, at and in the county of Riverside, state of California, did willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously, and with malice aforethought, murder Philip Ziegler, a human being.
Do you have an opening statement?
No opening statement.
No, Your Honor.
All right, you may call your first witness.
Will Roger Bissell please come forward? Remain standing, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in court now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
State your name.
Roger Bissell.
Bissell?
One L.
First name's Roger.
Roger. Rodger.
You can sit down now, Mr. Bissell.
Oh, yes, sir.
Will you speak up, please, so all of us can hear you? What is your business or occupation?
I work in a gas station.
Do you recall the 24th day of April, about 7:20 p.m. this year?
Yes, sir.
Were you in an automobile on that day at that time?
Yes, sir, I was on my way home.
Did you have occasion to stop your car and get out?
Yes, sir, I stopped at...
The place you stopped, was that in front of Ziegler's grocery store at 227 North Flower Street in Banning?
Yes. You see, my wife called me and I...
Were you alone or were you with someone?
No, sir.
You say no, sir, meaning you were by yourself.
Yes, ma'am. That's right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Bissell, will you state what you saw when you entered Ziegler's grocery store?
Well, when I went into the store, I didn't see anything at first. The place was empty. But I figured that Mr. Ziegler was out back for a minute, so I waited. Then I heard a noise. It sounded like it was coming from the back of the store. Is he hurt bad?
He ain't dead, if that's what you mean.
Did you call the cops?
He needs a doctor more.
I'm going to call the sheriff. This phone.
Yeah, it's locked. Name? Ziegler?
Yeah, I know. I'm going down to Doc Charles' place to phone. He's just down the street.
Yeah, you do that. He's bleeding bad.
I'll be right back. You, stay with him.
Yeah, sure.
Well, Sam, the trout season opens pretty soon, huh? This year, you take cream, don't you? Give me, Raj. Give me some change, quick. Hey, now, take it easy, kid. You'll live longer. I've got to hurry. It's Mr. Ziegler. Phil? What's the matter? Did he run out of change? It ain't funny, Doc. He's been hurt. He's been hurt bad. Phil? Hurt? Doc, how do I get to the sheriff's office? Just dial 611, then tell him who you want. Thanks. You said he was hurt. Well, why don't you call the doctor? Let me make this call first. Hello, operator? Get me to the sheriff's office. Quick. Hey, Doc Greeley's got an office just down the street. You can get him. Hello, is this the sheriff's office? Look, a man's been beaten. Yeah, Mr. Ziegler. He has a grocery store on North Flower Street. Oh, wait a minute, I'll get it. What's Mr... Holy mackerel. Hey, Doc, come here, quick. You tell him where to come. Why can't you tell him? That guy out there, he was in the store. I think he did. Just a minute. He'll tell you where to come. Hey, mister, where are you going? You said you were going to stay with him.
I couldn't help him none.
Yeah, I know, but...
You said you was going to call a doctor. It don't take two to do that.
Yeah, but you can't leave till the sheriff gets here.
I don't want nothing to do with it.
Look, mister, you ain't running away.
I wasn't running.
Well, if you didn't do it, what have you got to be afraid of?
Okay.
Come on, we're going back to the store.
Didn't you call a doctor?
No. I called the...
Oh, it wouldn't have done no good. He's dead.
Don't touch that!
This is what killed him. Sharp. I guess he must have done it.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said, I guess he must have done it.
What are you talking about?
The guy that pumped me. I was coming in, he was going out, he pumped me.
What guy? What do you look like?
I was going to say something to him, and then I saw it out. I don't know what he looked like.
They sure got here in a hurry.
Mr. Bissell, when you first noticed the defendant coming down the street while you were on the telephone, how fast would you say he was going?
Pretty slow. Just walking.
And when you called to him, did he indicate that he might make a run for it?
Well, no, sir.
That is all.
May Mr. Bissell be excused now, Your Honor?
Yes, he may be excused.
Thank you, Mr. Bissell. Officer, will you take the stand, please?
Deputy Sheriff Malden testified that he and his partner had answered a radio call regarding a man down at Ziegler's grocery store.
Now, officer, directing your attention to this wallet, People's Exhibit 12 in evidence, which belongs to Mr. Novak. Will you state where and how you happened to find it?
Yes, sir. After my partner called the office for assistance, I began an examination of the area in the vicinity of the victim.
How'd this get here?
He stuck it there.
What'd you do that for?
What else was I going to do with it?
Yeah. Which one of you is Carl Novak?
My name's Bissell. 1L.
Oh. Do you know that?
Yeah.
This belong to you?
Yeah, I guess so.
How'd it get back there?
Well, I don't know. It must have fell out of my pocket.
Yeah. 90, 100, 5, 10, 11, 12. $112. It's a lot of money to be carrying around.
Well, it's all mine. My sister gave it to me.
$57.22.
I didn't take it. I didn't take that money.
Yeah? Well, how did you know it was gone?
Mr. Malden, when you showed the wallet to Mr. Novak, did he try to deny the fact it was his?
How could he? His driver's license was in it.
Please answer the question. Mr. Novak made no attempt to deny the fact that he owned the wallet containing $112. Yes or no?
No, sir.
That is all.
You may step down. Mr. Carr, no problem with questions.
Here's Mr. Charleston, Cook. Yeah, they're right here. I've been for 2 days. Will you take the stand, please? Yeah.
Doc Charles told how he and the victim had been close friends for many years. He went on to say that he had seen my client just prior to the time of the murder.
Do you recall what time it was when Mr. Novak entered your place of business?
Yeah, around about 7:15.
Mr. Charles, could you be more specific as to the time? Was it 7 or was it 5 minutes after 7?
Look, I ain't a clock watcher.
Mr. Charles, answer the question simply. Yes, you do recall, or no, you do not.
Yes, sir. Your Honor. I don't remember.
Had you ever seen him before?
No. No, I never seen him before. And if I never see him again,
Will you state what business he had in your place?
Well, he come in and asked for change of $1, but I knew better the minute I laid eyes on him.
Strike everything after $1. Mr. Carr, try and phrase your question so we can get a simple yes or no answer from the witness.
Yes.
Your Honor. Mr. Charles, when Mr. Novak asked you for change, did you ask him what for?
I did not.
But he did take a $1 bill out of his wallet.
Yeah, he did.
Were you in a position to see the contents of that wallet?
Yes, I was. And if he was carrying more than $5, I'll eat it. He didn't have no $100, and if he did have, I know where he got it.
Your Honor, I asked if this testimony be stricken. The witness is definitely prejudiced against my client.
Testimony will stand. Strike everything after yes, I was. Mr. Charles, another outburst such as that, and I will have to hold you in contempt.
Did Mr. Novak use the change you gave him in your place of business?
He tried, but I don't carry no gum.
I see. He wanted a package of chewing gum, but you don't have a dispensing machine there, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
So you sent him up the street to Ziegler's Market.
Yeah, that was the closest place.
Now, Mr. Charles, do you recall how long it was from the time Mr. Novak left your place of business until Mr. Bissell came back to make a phone call?
Yeah, no more than 10 minutes. But that would have given him time enough to...
Thank you. Cross-examine.
If it please the court, I'd like the witness to stand up for a moment.
What are you trying to show, Mr. Matthews?
I'd like to try an experiment in observation, Your Honor.
Very well, witness, step down.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will you step down, please? Now, Mr. Charles, about how far apart were you when he gave you the $1 bill?
How far apart? Well, figuring the counter here, I'd say about like this.
Very well. Will you change this, please?
Oh, $10 bill, I ain't got it.
That's all right. You can sit down. Now, Mr. Charles, that's pretty much what happened the night in question, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Very well, then. Tell me how much money I have in my wallet.
Objection?
Objection overruled. Answer the question.
Well, look, I was talking there.
Were you talking that night?
Oh, yeah, sure I was talking.
All right, you should have no trouble in answering the question. How much money have I in my wallet?
I don't know.
That'll be all. Mrs. Ziegler, the wife of the victim, was then called. When shown the murder weapon, she testified that because they had an old-fashioned icebox in the store, they kept the ice pick handy by sticking it in the wall directly behind the cash register.
I see. Now, as to the amount of money that was in the cash register, the total sales for the day were $57.22.
Yes, but there was $50 more.
Can you explain that, please?
Every morning we would put $50 in the cash register, so we have plenty change for the customers.
I see. Then the total amount that was missing was really $107.22.
Yes, that is right.
I see. Now, just one more question. Will the defendant please stand? Now, Mrs. Ziegler, have you ever seen this man in or near your store?
If only I could be sure.
Will you speak a little louder, please?
Look at me. Hold up your head. Are you afraid? Are you afraid to look at me because you murdered my husband?
Objection, Your Honor.
Look at him. What do you need from me? Isn't that your proof that he did it? You killed him, didn't you? You murdered my husband. You murdered my husband.
7 o'clock the next morning, I began the uphill fight in the defense of Carl Novak. For 2 days, I put character witnesses on the stand. His friends, neighbors, people he did business with. They all testified to the fact that my client was a peaceful, law-abiding citizen, that he didn't drink and never lost his temper, that he had one weakness: he couldn't face facts. My next witness was Florence Novak, my client's sister. She testified that she was not married and that she worked as a waitress in San Bernardino, that she had had a broken arm last January and had borrowed $100 from her brother to live on. Now, directing your attention to this canceled check drawn on the First National Bank of Indio, dated Friday, January the 30th, made payable to Florence Novak for the sum of $100. Do you recognize it?
Yeah, that's the check for the money he lent me.
Is that his handwriting?
Sure, I'd know it anywhere.
We offer this as Defendant's Exhibit F.
Will be marked Defendant's Exhibit S.
Now, Miss Novak, you stated previously that on or about March 1st you returned to work. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Were you able to save enough money to repay the loan?
Yes, I was.
Do you recall on what date you made payment?
April 19th. It was a Sunday.
And what was the amount?
The same amount of money he lent me. $100.
How did you make payment?
In money. 5s and 10s, you know. The stuff Carl had in his wallet didn't grow there. That was my dough.
Objection? The witness is not qualified.
Objection sustained.
That'll be all. Cross-examine.
Miss Novak, did Mr. Novak give you a receipt for the $100 you gave him?
Why should he? He's my brother.
I see. You say you went back to work about March 1st, is that correct?
Yeah.
What salary do you receive?
Oh, about $40 a week.
What rent do you pay?
$10 a week.
$10 a week for 7 weeks is $70.
Yeah.
Add that to the $100 you gave your brother would be $170. Subtract that amount from your income of $280 would leave you only $110 to live on, or about $15.50 a week. You spend that much some weeks in the beauty shop alone.
Yeah, that's right.
Then tell me how you managed to repay your brother the $100.
I did.
Miss Novak, you're under oath.
Look, I said I paid him. That means I paid him.
That's all, Miss Novak.
I then called the defendant, Carl Novak. He testified to the fact that he was not married and that he had taken a short vacation beginning Friday, April 17th. That he had cashed one check for $50 before he left Indio. Now, recalling the events of the evening of April 24th, did you go into Doc Charles' cafe?
Yeah, I did.
Mr. Novak, do you recall exactly how much money you were carrying at that time?
Yeah, $113.
That being the amount you had left over from a $50 check you cashed before leaving home, plus $100 in cash your sister had given you?
Yeah.
And when you got change for the one, that left $112.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Novak, suppose you tell us in your own words exactly what happened from the time you left the lunchroom.
Well, let's see. It was getting dark. The street was empty. I don't remember seeing nobody until I got to the grocery store.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Hey, mister!
Still breathing.
What happened?
Man's been beat up.
Is he hurt bad?
Even though my my client was a shy, retiring man, I felt that his quiet, direct testimony made a good impression on the jury. Mr. Carr kept him on the stand for many hours in an attempt to break his story.
Now, Mr. Novak, in regard to this man you say you saw leave the store as you entered, would you describe him for the court?
No, I can't.
Why can't you?
Because I didn't see his face.
Mr. Novak, did you really ever see anyone coming out of that store?
Yes, sir, I did.
Now, to that answer, I can only say I don't believe you, and I don't think the jury will either.
Strike that. The jury will disregard it.
That's all.
One more question, Your Honor. Mr. Novak, you are a religious man?
Yes, sir, I am.
You know you're under oath to speak the truth.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not commit this violent crime?
Mr. Matthews, as God is my judge, I didn't kill Philip Ziegler.
The following morning, Mr. Carr began his summation to the jury. Step by step, he rebuilt the chain of evidence against my client.
The fingerprints on the broken bottle, the cut on Mr. Novak's right hand, the money in his wallet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not circumstantial evidence. These are facts, sworn facts, which you have seen with your own eyes. Can you believe the story of the mysterious stranger whom the defendant says was in the store? I think not.
You have heard the prosecution. You have seen and heard the evidence. And I say that the case is entirely circumstantial. Now put yourself in Mr. Novak's place. What would you do if you had entered a store and found someone in the same condition as he found Mr. Ziegler? Would a guilty man have waited until someone came and faced him with the blame? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, did Mr. Novak at any time act like a man who had just committed a horrible crime? The jury was out for over 45 hours. I was finally notified that they had reached a verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Carl Novak guilty of murder in the second degree.
What you have just seen happened 5 years ago. It was a fair and honest trial by all parties concerned. The defendant is now serving out his time in the state penitentiary. However, I would like to say that the public defender's office has never closed its mind or its books on this case. Someday, we hope to be able to prove that Carl Novak was not guilty.